Formula One is back. Welcome to one of the fastest circuits on the calendar here at Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is about to kick off and the atmosphere here is electric. The Jeddah Street Circuit has one of the fastest average speeds as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Okay then, let's get to it.
Stories, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, you join me here, Snowman86, and we are back on Formula 1 Manager 2022. So we're here for round 2 at Saudi Arabia, and just a quick reminder, we are in the second season now of our save with Williams, and we're just going to do a quick comparison on our two cars. So Pierre is running all the upgrades in the world that we can throw at him, and Theo is still running the base car that we started the season with. So just to compare the differences in our performance with that, our acceleration is slightly improved, top speed is improved. We are still struggling on low speed corners, but we have made a step in the right direction on that count, and you can see our medium and high speed is pretty good as well, guys. So in terms of our sheer pace from the car, it should be pretty good. Our top speed isn't bad again, and acceleration again, we need to work on those two areas of the car as well. And you'll see our brake cooling, engine cooling all need to be worked on as well. But since we're running the Ferrari power unit, the cooling isn't as much of a factor, but at the same time, the better cooling we can get, especially for our engine and stuff, should help see that last longer throughout the season. So we'll be working on those few areas, but for now that's where we're standing. You can see Theo's car is then probably the maybe average around 14th best car on the grid, maybe 15th best car in that area, so he should be doing okay. But after that first race, we decided to give everything to Pierre just so we can push him and see can we secure another podium here at Saudi Arabia. So with that said, guys, we won't waste any more time. Actually, we'll just quickly show you what is in the pipeline. So you can see we have a chassis, a side pod and a suspension update coming, and they should all be there within the next 20 days, which should see us 20 days sees us calendar. So we are currently here, so it'll be middle of April. So you're looking at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix as where we'll probably have a good chunk of updates on our cars, and we'll also be falling into another development period there. So we will push on with underfloors, front wings, rear wings, all that good stuff as well. And you can see that we have a regulation vote kicking in here just before the third race. So once that's kicked in, we will probably only be doing 2 designs for the short term and 1 research, and somewhere in the middle of the season or before the halfway point we'll switch that to 1 design and 2 researches. So we'll aim to really push on for next year's car if we can. So with all that being said, guys, we won't waste any more time, and we'll be back here in a bit with the Saudi Arabian. Well, we'll be back for qualifying first, and then we'll be back for the Grand Prix shortly after that.
We return for the next day of our highly anticipated race weekend, which sees the end of practice and the start of qualifying. Yesterday's action gave us a fantastic taste of what is to come, and the anticipation within the paddock continues to grow. Qualifying promises to be as unrelenting as ever. Only the best, the most consistent drivers can progress from one period to the next and stand a chance of earning a place at the front of the grid. There's not much left to say, so let's get into it.
So we're here, guys, for a little bit on Q1. Hopefully Pierre should be safely through. He's 5/10 off the pace of Perez. Can't see that being done by too much, so we haven't pulled him out. We've kept him in the garage to conserve his tyres for later on in the qualifying session, and we are just running through here with Theo to see can we get him out of Q1. So Theo's a second off the pace. He's 5/10 slower than Gasly, which is a lot. When you see how close the field spread is, guys, it really is a lot. So we're just going to have to pray that we can do something here with Theo. So he's getting on to the final stages. He's green and green in these first two sectors. The question is, what can he do? We're going to ignore this, and he's going to cross the line, guys. Will he get out of Q1? Oh, he doesn't, and there's not a whole pile in that, guys, when you look at it. Literally half a tenth, and he would jump right up here to 14th. So once he gets the upgrades on the car, I think for the next couple of races he should be a little bit quicker. But for now, guys, unfortunately Theo is out in Q1. So we'll be back here and we'll see what we can do with Pierre in Q2, and can we get into another Q3? Only time will tell. So we're here in Q2, guys. As you can see, Pierre set his first lap on scrub tyres, and he managed to go out and set a time that's put him 8th fastest. So he's out now on his fresh set of softs to see what we can actually do when it comes to Q2 and how close we'll be to the top. You can see Bottas again there is really outperforming. Well, he's really doing a fantastic job. 6 tenths off the pace, which is serious going. And again, the Ferraris are struggling a little bit in this race so far. They seem to be on a level pegging roughly with the Mercedes, but the Red Bulls are clearly the class of the field. So we're just going to quickly get through Pierre's lap here and we'll see what he sets. We'll ignore the low fuel warning. Pierre is going to cross the line, and Pierre goes up to 5th, guys. Wow, look at that for a lap. So he's 5 tenths off the pace. So we're just going to quickly now speed it up and we'll see where we finish. Session is ending. Everybody's coming across the line now. Pierre is going to stay P7, guys. P7. So that is Pierre through to Q3. So we'll be back here in a second and we'll see how high we can get Pierre on the grid. So we're back for Q3, guys, and you can see Pierre is just leaving the pits now. We'll speed him up here so we'll see what's going on. He's at the tail of the field. Now again, he's first time was set on scrubbed softs. So he is 888 off the lead, that is Max Verstappen. And again, you can see the times there. The Mercedes and Ferraris are pretty close. A little bit of a gap then back to Bottas, and there's a bigger gap back to Albon, who got into Q3, guys, and also Alonso and Gasly. So we're just going to see what we can do. We'll get around to our flying lap. We have the timing screen up, and then we will jump on board with Pierre here once he starts his flying lap. Now Bottas has gone very early. We're at the tail of the field, so hopefully track conditions will be the best for us. So we're just going to be nice and quick through this, guys, so we don't need to drag too much out in qualifying, because now we're showing 3 sessions. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, but don't want to extend the length of the videos more than they already are, so we're going to see if we can do anything to improve that as we go as well, guys. But so far Pierre is up on his first time, which we would expect. He was roughly just under 5 tenths, I think, off the pace originally set, so we'll see what he can do here. But definitely this car in the hands of Pierre is going to be a fast car this season, guys, and we're going to push hard on the early parts to get the developments in. And as Pierre is crossing the line now, we go P8. So he's 7 tenths off the pace, guys, and we're a little bit back on Valtteri as well. But all in all, not bad. P8, we'd take that. If you told me that at the start of the season that we'd be consistently in Q3 with one car, I'd be actually delighted. So we won't cry about it, and yeah, we'll get our race strategy set up, guys, and we'll be back here in a second for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Qualifying went well for Williams, as attested by their strong position on the grid. Now it's all about finding that edge for the race itself. The work Red Bull did during qualifying was nothing short of spectacular. Now let's see if they can repeat that for today's race. And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
Well, the streets of Jeddah are abuzz, and the teams are nearly ready for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Cloudy skies tonight, with the drivers now having taken position on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And looking at the second Williams car, they'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Will their hard work pay off today? We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
So here we go, guys. 5 lights.
And it's lights out, and
We
away
are
we go.
racing, so we're going to quickly jump on board here because that's the one we want to be watching hard. Hoping Theo can make a few places. Now, we did start our cars with an extra lap of fuel, but I've noticed since changing to the Ferrari power unit, we don't need to fill up as much on the limit as we normally were doing. So if we can get on the back of the Ferraris, I think, and get towed along nicely, that would be sweet. We have Albon and Alonso behind us. Bottas is our obstacle in front. And I do think this year we will be racing that Alfa Romeo and the Alpine. Maybe even so the AlphaTauri of Albon. It'll be interesting to see how we perform against relative to all that. But right now we're looking to see if we can get this Alfa Romeo that's in front of Bottas, and if we can just sit on the back of the Ferraris and hopefully get dragged along by their extreme pace that they'll have. So we're just going to shoot along here. Nobody's managed to do a whole pile of overtaking. Theo is still sitting there in 17th. We might have a chance here now to dive down the inside, and we do. So that's a good move done for us. So we're just going to flick to neutral. Hopefully now with Gasly we can just stay on the back of the Ferraris. And as I do think, as you can see, Verstappen is already 1.2 seconds up the road. He is gone. Perez is probably going to be within the fight, but I don't think the cars in front of us now are much of an obstacle to us. You see how we're going, but I think in terms of pure pace, I don't think we've got it on the Ferraris and the Mercedes, but you never say never. We now need to make sure that Theo looks after his, and he's still P17, so it could be a long afternoon for Theo. And just by filling that extra lap of fuel, we can now run the cars a little bit harder, which should be good for us. We just have to see how it all plays out here for us. So far so good. If we can gap Bottas by the second, it'll be fantastic. Otherwise he'll get the DRS and he'll just close back up to us. That won't be good. But we seem to be in a bit of a race here with Sainz and Russell, which is good to see. Now I think we did manage to get the 1 second gap to Bottas, so we do manage to have the DRS. And that should really just kind of confirm us maybe in P7 at least. Now we are running the medium tyres on the start, and most others are done the hards. So that will be interesting to see what's Bottas on the hards, and then everybody else there's a couple of soft runners. So interesting, there's a good mix in tyre strategy here today as well, guys.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
And Theo, is he under pressure, or I think he just took back P17. I didn't realise he was under pressure there. But yeah, we're just nicely now getting dragged away here from Valtteri, which is fantastic for our race. And we don't really need to get too much stuck into a fight here. There's a fair gaggle of cars in front of us. Verstappen is checking out already. He's now 3.2 seconds up the road, so that's mighty impressive. And Theo has managed to make 2 places there, guys, so we'll have to check that replay when it comes. Not sure how he's done that, but he's done it.
Looks like a good move for Williams. We can take a look now. Now
so we're just going to jump on here, and you can see he just gets the DRS down the outside, and that's fantastic. Well done, Theo. So the important thing now for Theo is that he can see, can he close that gap to Ocon. He does appear to have the pace to do it. But the trick for Tio there, as well, he was, but now he's kind of falling back again. So I think just the general pace of Tio isn't quite there. So it's again something we need to work on. It's either we work on his pace and get him to be quick but makes mistakes, or we get him, oh, he just lost those 2 places there again pretty quickly. Or we get the mistakes out of him, but maybe we should work on his pace so that we get him up the field. Because he's not overly bad on his pace. Cornering needs to be worked on, I think. Other than that, he's pretty solid, so we could possibly actually work on his pace and just see can we get that working for him. Now this gaggle of cars here appears to be running a little bit slower all of a sudden, because Bottas is just coming back to us, so I don't know, is this Hamilton now was leading the train? And I think soon enough Leclerc is after also getting past the Perez, so Perez seems to be struggling a little bit. But we just get a nice run of DRS, 2 seconds, we can live with that.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
So Tio's fighting away there with Ricardo. So maybe actually we do need to change our tack that we were going to do in developing Tio as getting rid of mistakes and just make him rocket fast and then work on ironing out the mistakes. Maybe that's the way to do this, because if we can get him quicker in the car, obviously we can see with Gasly the car has the pace, so we just need the driver to pick that pace up and he can start scoring maybe points, definitely be closer to that midfield battle, because he's now currently fighting, I won't say he's fighting for the back of the field, but the Aston Martins have that honour all to themselves, and it is a fair fight going on up here, guys.
Haas with an overtake there.
Leclerc now is into 2nd place, and all this squabbling is just letting Verstappen stretch his legs all
And
the
there's
time.
an overtake from Williams.
So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. What we don't need is Tio locking up, making any mistakes. Bottas has made one,
Sounds like someone's locked up.
and Lance Stroll has managed to get onto the back of this group now as well, guys. So that's interesting. Tio gets ahead of Magnussen. Now that's important because with Valtteri there, Valtteri will be quick. This is a good move. That is a big move. We just need to get it done. Oh, he just lifted. Valtteri now should be able to bring this group back up to Norris, which will be interesting as well. Valtteri clearly had the pace, so Stroll is running around with the fastest lap of the race so far. It's just such a weird race so far. I think Stroll is on the softs, he is, so that's probably why he's able to stay in the pace window with us. Great move, look at that. Tio goes all the way around the outside. Now I wouldn't be minding if Bottas gets past us here, because as I say, Bottas has the pace to just bring us
Williams
back
there,
to
gaining
Norris.
several places in one go.
But Tio's doing a great job, guys. He's up to P14. He's really giving it his all this weekend, which is good to see. And we jump back here with Gasly, and something must have happened with Sainz and Gasly, because all of a sudden we're just off the back of that field just a little bit. I don't think we quite have DRS here, so we're just going to be stretched again.
Just gained by Williams.
So what we will do here now is deploy for the next couple of corners. I want to try and get back on the tail of this group. And we're going to go max attack. So we're going to do a little bit of a risk here just to try and see can we close up onto the back of this group. I don't think it's going to work for us. not going to work on the ERS side of life, but that'll do. We have Pierre or Perez now, who should hopefully drag us along. So we had to use a little bit of tyres to do that move, but I think that will be worth it. Because Perez should have a good bit of pace on the cars in front. He does. He's getting within the DRS. And we're in the DRS, so that was good. So this should just drag us back up to the group here, guys, which is what we need. And we should get a nice run there on Perez now, who's running the hard tyres. So that was good for us, guys. We just managed to keep with this lead group and see what we can do. Now it might have cost us a lap later. We'll have to see tyre life. We shouldn't. We should be okay once we can keep kind of running this kind
Looks
of pace.
like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Tio is up to P14, Bottas and Ricciardo are ahead of him. So we just need to keep an eye on that as well, guys, because ideally if Bottas starts getting away from Ricciardo, we'll have to try and do something there. But yep, as it stands, we could probably go for a bit of a harvesting here.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Just need to stay within the gaps. Apparently that's 1 second. I don't like that. Is that 1 second? Nope, 7/10. Thank God. Because otherwise we were outside the DRS there, and that would have been a disaster. As they all fight, we should close back up, and we do. Thank God. So we're 15 laps in now, guys. We've a healthy gap back to P8, which is nearly 7 seconds now back to Albon. So that is good. Stroll did pit earlier, but he should be out of the running now, I would imagine. But Pierre's doing a solid job here, guys. And again, once DRS kicks in, we should be okay. I think going over the start-finish line is probably our best bet to save, because they're quick through this section. So we're just going to harvest here and try and build some back up. Now the next thing is the fuel could be a slight issue. We're just going to jump here to Tio, because Tio now needs to make a little bit of a move here if he's going to do anything. So we need to get him to stay on the back of Valtteri. And the DRS there will be a big help. Should just tow us along back up to Valtteri, which is very, very important again. So we're just going to again run him down to standard.
It's a stonking lap.
So I'll tell you, the fastest lap wasn't overly hot because Tio's just put in the fastest lap of the race. And Tio now is catching on to this Alonso battle, which is good. I think we're okay with both drivers. We should be able to stretch ourselves to our pit distance. We've just entered our pit window now, guys, so there'll be a one-stop race for us today with both cars. Both cars will probably come in pretty soon around each other. Valtteri should now just bring us nicely onto the back of this group, and he'll also have DRS. Oh, we just got it, I think. Oh, Valtteri did a very good job of extending away from us there. So has Magnussen, but a lot of people now have dived into the pits, guys. Verstappen has pitted and come out in 7th place. So he's flying along. So once we get to the next lap, we'll be max attack, and probably get Gasly to start conserving a little bit of fuel. We'll just check in on him. And you can see Tio definitely doesn't have the pace to be running with Bottas. He's just losing time, hand over fist. So he might slip down the field now, but I think what we could actually do is probably put him onto max attack as well. So it'll be interesting now to see where everybody's coming out. We're just going to go all out attack on both drivers now. Might as well burn up the mediums for what they're worth and see if we can extend our lead.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Big crash. I think it's Ocon.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's been a crash. Here's
We'll
the
have a
replay.
look. We'll see what happens
Now have
to
a watch
Esteban.
of this. Looks like
He's
Ocon.
here with, I think it's Vettel, is it, or is it Haas? Oh, it's Vettel, and he's just locked
There's
up,
the crash.
and oh, just into the barriers. That's a little bit upsetting. So I don't think any of these guys will pit, but our turn to pit is on this lap. I just don't think, no, we won't. We probably will end up pitting this lap. Pitting to the hards, and that should see us run to the end of the race then, guys.
Box.
And I think we have enough of a gap that we can double
We're
stack them.
boxing this lap.
Going to take the chance on it. It all comes down to what Tio can do here. So they're both burning through their tires now pretty quickly. We'll be coming up to our one and only stop soon enough. We're just going to slow it down here so I can get Pierre to ease up on the tire burn that he's doing. Now we can do that here. Oh, what happened there? Lost a lot of time, and we're just going to go standard. So we're going to jump on board here now with Tio. And you can see that this double stack has worked perfectly. Gasly's out, and Gasly's out P10, and Tio is coming out of the pits now and will be behind Albon, I think. So this could be make and break for our race. Fortunately, Leclerc has managed to get a good jump on us, so I don't think we're going to do much with that, because I do think that Ferrari is a little bit faster than us, but we'll just have to see. So for now, guys, we're just going to speed it up a little bit and see what way the race is going to unfold. All those guys running on the hard tires are still out there. Leclerc is on the move. We're not going to take too much of our tires just yet, because what we want is for us to conserve our tires as much as we can. Tio's back to P17 fighting with Ricardo. Hopefully he will get him. There he goes, in fact. And thankfully, guys, Gasly is catching
And a new
Magnussen and
position
Tsunoda, but
just gained by
now
Williams.
Leclerc has gone past him, so that chance could disappear from us. But he is catching that little group of cars, and they're getting DRS off Leclerc, which means they'll probably overtake him again. They do. So interesting little fights going on. Verstappen is after catching up to the lead 4 cars, and none of those 4
McLaren
cars have
gain
pitted
a
yet. So
position.
that's pretty substantial pace there from Verstappen. He's already passed his teammate. Oh my god, just crazy. But yeah, we're working to see what we can
And
do
there's
here,
an
guys.
overtake from Williams.
Theo and Ricardo are going to be fighting away there for P16, P17, unless something else happens and somebody 2 stops. But Gazzy, chance of points again in race number 2, and that's all we need to do, guys, is just be consistent in the points, and I'd be delighted with that. So you see here now, we don't want to waste too much
Use
time
the
here.
rest. Yeah.
Like to get by him if we can. Our race could be made or break on this one, so we're just going to have to try and get past. And this is where burning up our ERS at the start
And
now
McLaren
could
with
affect
a
us,
great overtake.
because these two are just going to be battling each other, and we're going to get caught a little bit in this train, and I don't want to be, because Leclerc is all the time pulling away, and this will also cost us time to the guys at the front. I think we could have had one move done there if I was quicker to release from the harvesting state we're in. This is costing us. Leclerc is getting away. What I'm hoping is that when we do it, we can just then keep extending the that was a big move, so we're just going to get Pierre now to deploy. So everything we just saved up now, we're going to use a little bit just to see can we get the 1 second window. I think we've done that. That was well done from us, guys. So it's a 3.3 second now to Bottas. So that was much needed, and we can probably get him to start conserving a little bit of fuel again. That was a big move from us, guys. We had to get that done, or else we would have stalled out there in P10, and that would have been very bad for our race. Verstappen has magically retaken the lead of this race and disappeared 5 seconds up the road. It's just crazy, because when these guys pit, they're all going to be pitting, and we're actually gaining time on him, I believe. So there's a chance, guys, we could be out here in P3 with Leclerc. Now unfortunately we don't have much of a tow going around the place, but we'll have to see what happens. So and they're starting to pit now, guys. So that's interesting as well to see how that develops. They're in the pits. Are we going to get the jump? Yes, we do. By much? Apparently not. They're right on us. There's Hamilton, so that's good because Hamilton will be quick and he might just tow us around a little bit. But we got to make sure that when we're doing this, guys, that we're jumping cars and we're not getting stuck behind cars, so that's vitally important. The minute we get DRS, we're going to start harvesting the battery again. Perez is in the pits now, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes out. And I think we will get DRS there, will we? We do, so we're just going to harvest this. Ooh, look at that. There goes Carlos Sainz around the outside. And there is Perez right out behind us. Because I know we actually need to be neutral because we need to stay with these guys. We can't afford to let them disappear on us. And that is something they are doing. Russell's now in the pit, so I think Russell will come up behind as well. But what's really worked out is Leclerc, by pitting early, has really managed to work that. He's now 5 seconds clear of Hamilton, so I think Charlie Leclerc just put himself in for a P2. And these guys are really quick, guys. I don't know, can we stick with them? I think we're going to get mugged here in a bit. But again, P7 is on the cards, and that's the best of the rest, really, when you can... Oh, wow, we hit the wall there. That's the best of the rest when you consider everything that's going on. We're definitely not on the pace of the Red Bull, and we're definitely behind the Ferrari and the...
You're doing very good.
Gasly,
Lap time out good.
yes.
Lap time out good.
Yeah, we're definitely not on the pace of the Ferrari or the Mercedes, but
Looks like a good
we can
move
definitely be
for
best of the
Williams.
rest, and that wouldn't be a bad outcome this season, considering that last year we were struggling so big in the opening stages and we improved the car. If we can do something similar again, guys, I think we'll be on for a fantastic season. A fantastic season. So with that said, guys, we're going to skip a few laps here, and we'll probably come back for the last 10 or so. And yeah, we'll see how we're getting on. I'd imagine this battle is just going to rage on. But if anything exciting happens, we'll be sure to pick it up, and we'll see how we get on, guys. So we are back at lap 37, guys. We didn't skip a whole pile. Just because this battle here with the Ferrari is hotting up. We are currently up to P3. But that could easily change, guys, and we could easily drop down as low as P7. So we just got to be wary here of how we do this. But with 10 laps to go, our tyres are looking pretty good. There goes the Ferrari back past us, so we should now get a helping at DRS, and we do, which is grand. But I don't think we'll get it here, nope. There goes the Ferrari, and he will be quick now. So this is where we just need to ensure now that we stay within this 1 second window of the Ferrari, because he's going to be lightning fast around here, and we're outside it. Oh, T is locked up. We're concentrating in here on what we can do.
Seems
We
to have
got
been a lockup.
DRS.
Let's
Let's
have a look.
quick look
Now
at
we
Tio's
see the
lockup.
Williams here.
How
Well,
did
they've
he
lost
manage
it.
to stay out of
They've
the
locked up.
barriers? Yes, thank God. So he doesn't need to pit, he just locked up, so he's going to drop from... Ooh, he was doing quite well there actually.
Increase, please.
He was battling in P11, P12, but he's now back to the back of that queue. sneaky Hamilton past us.
It's a
So
race
again, we just
position
got to
gained
keep
for
within
Mercedes.
the DRS, really, guys. That's what we're looking to do. Can't afford to fall out. There goes Perez on the mediums. So what quickly was a third place there
Red
2
Bull
laps
gained
ago
a
is now
place.
P6. So hopefully we'll get dragged along here. Just going to harvest a little bit of DRS here into this last corner.
They've gone
Wow,
wide.
they're fast. And there goes Russell. Just to add to our misery, and they're all on the medium tires, guys, so they should have that little bit of pace advantage
It's
over
a
us.
race position gained for Mercedes.
What's interesting is Hamilton is bringing this group onto the back of that last Ferrari. But I just got to stay with the DRS now if we can. Otherwise, it's going to be, we're just going to end up dropping off the last 10 laps, and it's going to be kind of a race to 7th place. Because we have the pace, I think, at the moment anyway, to stay ahead of Norris and Alonso, so it will be interesting. We just got to stay on the back of this. Hopefully all our fighting that they were doing in the first half of the race continues, and we can just, yep, nicely stay on the back of them. So you can see it's really mixed up there between the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Mercedes, and that Perez, I don't know where he went wrong. I think he has more pace than what he's probably showing here tonight. We just can't afford now to be dropped. As Sainz is now playing rear ground for Leclerc. So there's P2 guys on the road, so we're battling within that area, which is fantastic for Williams, don't get me wrong. I'll be delighted with P7 personally. Where is Tio? Tio is struggling now a little bit. We'll just get him harvesting out of here.
That's a position gained for AlphaTauri.
Got to keep him on the go because we just need to get him recharged a little bit. But I'd say if I flick through the field, yeah, most people are on the mediums, and that's where Tio is going to struggle. He's on the slower tyre. Just going to harvest out here. As they all squabble with each other, it should work out for us. Hopefully I haven't given myself too much to do. I think maybe I did. That might have been a rookie mistake. Should get DRS here somewhere. And we should get a blast of it here again. I think we're just about staying in this DRS train now at the moment. So we just need to keep on it now for the next couple of laps, because these guys up front will be quick again, and they're all pushing extremely hard. They're on the soft tires, to be fair, or the medium tires, while we're running with the hards, and we're kind of keeping pace.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
So we can actually get Tio now to go more aggressive on his fuel use, because he has an extra lap of fuel. Don't know where he saved that, but we want to get him burning it. And we'll see what he can do. But the P16 wouldn't be bad for Tio. It's kind of where he was thereabouts last year. And as I say, once we get him the upgrades on the car, I'd be hoping his pace should improve, and he'd be up there with the likes of Bottas, Ricciardo, Magnussen. That would be a good step for us. I think it's safe to say we're going to lose our P2 in the constructors here though, because basically we have one car fighting against 4, and that's 2 teams in Ferrari and Mercedes, and if they're going to be outscoring us like that, yeah, we're not going to be able to do much. But P4 in the championship could be or P5 in the championship, I think it is, could be a realistic possibility for us this year, which would be a minor step forward on our P7 from last year, guys. So we definitely won't say no to it. And as you see, there is upgrades coming for the Imola Grand Prix, which is 2 Grand Prix away from this. So fingers crossed we can bolt on more upgrades and get the car working. And just maybe even close the gap to the Mercedes and the Ferraris, that we can actually compete with them. That would be good. And then we do need to get Tio up there as well. So I think I will change attack on Tio, and we'll go more away from improving his consistency, actually just develop his pace,
And there's
make
an
him
overtake
fast.
from Williams.
And also maybe, we'll see, I'm all about fast, that's grand, but I think if Tio was here now and then he crashed, I'd be gutted, and I'd actually be more inclined to sack him. So I think what we need to do is a bit of both with Tio, really. Keep working the consistency, keep working the pace, just try and get him into a position where he's consistent in maybe top 14, top 12, and that way then he can start picking up points as he's going. But it'll be a long season for him. We're only 2 races in, and as I say, we have a development track laid out for him this year. He's not doing any media stuff, so he should gain more points naturally throughout the season. And also with our new reserve driver, we probably will soon, probably even on the next Grand Prix, maybe start dropping Pierre for our other young driver. And that will just help him then to get his development points and boost him along that way as well, guys. So it'll be a long old thing to go, but we've 2 laps remaining in this Grand Prix, guys. So what can we do? I don't think we can do a whole pile, to be honest. I just don't think there's much there. But coming on to the last lap, we will give it everything. We'll turn everything up to the last and see what we can do. Tio's managing to get Tsunoda, and he is slowly catching back up to Ricardo, I think. So, amazed to see Vettel performing so poorly below. Didn't think that would happen, especially considering how good Bottas is so far in this season. Qualifying in strong positions and just constantly up there. So, shocked to see Vettel, former 4-time world champion, sitting so lowly in the standings there, especially considering his car should be a lot quicker than the Aston Martin he was driving last year. So that is an interesting one. But yeah, you can really see Max Verstappen has checked out. He could actually pit now, go for fastest lap, and yeah, he'd still have a commanding lead on us. That's so crazy. So he's just chugging around, and again, the only cars to be lapped, I think, are the Aston Martin. So again, it just shows you the pace of the field, guys, that everything is so much closer now. That wasn't the case last year, where regularly half the grid was getting lapped. This year, not the case. We're going to go all out attack.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Yeah.
Not sure who
They
crashed.
out.
Schumacher. So unlucky. Poor Mick. I think we're just going to deploy from here on now as well, guys. And we're going to get Tio on the aggressive. We're going to get Tio pushing on now as well. See, can he do anything? And we'll get him deploying. So Verstappen is across the line, first place, guys. And Joe and Mick will now take the flag also.
Max Verstappen over the finish line.
There we go. I
and
don't think we
today's
can do much,
winner.
guys. A P7 with Gasly. Battery's now empty. We'll jump on board here.
Okay, checkered flag.
He's down
Checkered
to
flag.
P17.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So we'll see, can Tio do anything, but he's holding off Ocon, but can we go for a late move here? Can we get anything? No, we can't. P17 with Tio, guys, so Not bad, considering again Theo is running the car that is probably in this area of performance. Gasly is running the quicker setup. So we'll just see what good stuff Crofty has to say about us.
Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. Williams have got to be happy with their results here. This was good work.
I wouldn't be surprised if the team's performance today won them a lot of new fans.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
So there we have it, guys. The end of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and not bad. Pierre Gasly finished P7. We are quite happy with that. And again, his best time wasn't quite the best time of George Russell in the end, but again, he had fresh tires on. But again, only 5 tenths in it, so it's not a whole pile. I think we can close that gap. Theo, we have work to do, but as we discussed during the Grand Prix, we will get that work done. So another 6 points for Williams, and yep, we dropped to P4 now in the constructors, and hopefully we can just keep stretching there to the alphas and really just cement that P4 as our own, and that would be fantastic springboard for next year, where hopefully we can build a title winning car. That's probably going to be the aim. After seeing the performance upgrade this year, I think that's got to be the aim, guys. So until next time, guys, we'll be back with the Australian Grand Prix. For now, as always, thanks very much for watching, guys, and as always, we'll see you again. Take care.